Quantum computers allow us to access hidden features of nature, new dimensions, and if we can access these sort of hidden dimensions at scale, we could have unimaginable computing power.
That can do literally anything that a human can do, literally anything. And obviously, computers are better at things than people in lots of different ways. So now imagine, not only can they do everything that a human can do, but they can do everything that the best human at any task could do better than them. So what Kindred is trying to do is solve this problem. How do you build machines that are better than people at everything, single job? So that's what we're talking about here, is a complete and utter transformative change that of the likes of which has never been seen before in the history of humanity, making the Industrial Revolution look like a little tiny blip on the path that humans have taken from when we emerged from the ooze a few billion years ago. We are right on the verge of that transition now. So this guy, Rich Sutton, is one of the most famous people in the academic world of AI. You know, when you think about what you read on the news, you know, CNN, BuzzFeed, whatever, they're all kind of the same nowadays. Think about how unimportant that thing is that you're reading if this is true. AI is just like that. So when this thing that I'm talking about happens, it's going to be exactly the thing that you're thinking about those super intelligent AIs. So the one thing I can tell you is they're not going to be like us. So alien means, you know, different. These things that we're building are not going to be people. They might be really smart, they might be really good at all sorts of different things, but they're not going to be like us. They're going to be aliens. And they're going to be, I'm sorry to say, way smarter than every single person in this room. So this, of course, triggers a lot of alarm. One of the guys who talks about this is Elon, who says things like this, like, when you do this, beware. Because you think, just like the guy in the stories, that when you do this, you're going to put that little guy in a pentagram, and you're going to have your holy water out, and you're going to wave it at the thing, and by God, it's going to do exactly what you say and not one thing more, but it never works out that way. So this is an attitude that some are having, this emerging alarmism about the way this is going to go. But these words, demons, doesn't capture the essence of what's happening here. I don't know if any of you are turn-of-the-century weird fiction fans, but there's this guy named H.P. Lovecraft, who's a very famous American weird fiction author. And he espoused a view which is called cosmicism. And the essence of cosmicism is cosmic indifference. So what he was saying is basically, yes, there are these massively intelligent entities out there, but they're not good, they're not evil. They just don't give a shit about you even in the slightest. The same way that you don't care about an ant is the same way they're not going to care about you. And these things that we're summoning into the world now are not demons, they're not evil. The same way that you don't care about an ant is the same way they're not going to care about you. And these things that we're summoning into the world now are not demons, they're not evil, but they're more like the Lovecraftian great old ones. There are entities that are not necessarily going to be aligned with what we want. So this transition is really, really massively important for our entire species to navigate. And going back to that thing that Sam Harris was saying, nobody is paying attention. This thing is happening in the background while people bicker about politics and what's going to be in the healthcare plan in the US. And underneath it all is this rising tsunami that, if we're not careful, is going to wipe us all out. That, you know, technology is a double-edged sword, even something like this. It's agnostic, it depends who wields it. If you want to have a say in how all this goes down,
It is a redeemed from among men, born to die, sinless in life, slain as the innocent one, the only Son of the Father, resurrected to give all glory, honor, and worship to the only Creator of all things. I came and died that you would live. There is only one. There is only I am. There are two very distinct yet parallel realities playing out right now. The first is that which is tangible. It can be seen, felt, heard, and manipulated to serve the purpose of the one who governs it. This is happening all around you now, as the forbidden knowledge shared by the fallen has developed into a great and powerful master of this realm, this reality, and is being integrated into absolutely every area of modern-day life. In the relentless quest to create, Satan has since the fall and is now manipulating Jnana, both in animals and in people in order to further build and reinforce his army. Only a certain number fell with him. Therefore, he uses the forbidden knowledge of my kingdom to create a larger army with which he will come against the saints to overcome them. Creatures long forgotten beneath the earth are now emerging, and what will manifest in this reality as living has not my breath of life within, neither the blueprint of those made in my image. The secrets I have encoded there in Jnana. There are creatures and hybrids, some part human, part machine creations that will have supernatural abilities, making them appear to be divine or from a higher being or source. But I tell you, they are nothing more than spawns of the Prince of Darkness himself. Their quest for immortality will stop at nothing, but their destiny is eternal darkness, as nothing will exalt itself above me. Immortality can only be attained by knowing me as creator of all life and giving obedience to my ways. Many now are already so fascinated by this new technology that coincides with the reappearance of the fallen, that they are being greatly deceived as to the intentions of these modern creations, which are birthed from the pit of hell. The beginning of the strong delusion that my word speaks of is here. Many are falling away every day. The manipulation of what is seen, felt, and heard screams from every angle. There is no escape, except for me. I am the only way, the only truth, and the only life that can and will be found. The great separation spoken of for so long is now finally here. But as Satan's army amasses around the world, the army of the living God rises. Glory! For the Holy One musters his own for battle. And while my army has already been given the victory through my blood sacrifice, Satan's army will only know a quick and final defeat. Just as his army is infused for a time with all the powers of darkness, my army is being infused as I speak this to you. Yet all the power and authority that I have been given by my Father is bestowed upon those who serve me in total obedience. The powers of my kingdom can and never will be defeated. The battle rages on now and becomes more intense each day. The fierceness of what is taking place in the heaven lies is not to be underestimated or taken lightly. This is the generation that will see my return, and you will see things both demonic in nature, side by side with my manifestations, not only in my angelic realm but also through these, my people. You will see things you never thought possible and would not believe, if I didn't tell you in advance that this would happen. This is an epic battle, the greatest this world has ever known, and the choice you make and whom you serve determines your eternal outcome. The stakes are not just high. Everything is at stake for each soul. If you have not chosen life over death, why? Is that even a choice for you? Why would anyone choose eternal death? Many of my bride are experiencing that which I spoke to you about several years ago. It is the tearing away of the governing that the soul has had over the spirit of mankind since the fall. As I draw you closer and closer to myself, your Creator breathed Jnana is responding to what I have placed within your very blood, restoring you back into harmony with me. I am lifting you out and away from the curse, as you seek me with all your heart. The process is oftentimes a painful one, because the soul is more comfortable and accustomed to governing you. It does not want to give back control to your spirit. Satan can only manipulate and govern that fallen aspect of man, so as you draw closer to me and command your spirit to take back authority over your soul, which is my original design for you, there is quite a fight being experienced as mortal gives way to immortal, flesh dies to spirit, and we walk as one. Now you have much more revelation as to what is occurring, not only in the physical and the natural around you, but in your physical bodies as well. There is the battle of the spirits, light and dark all around you. Ultimately the battle of light and dark is the battle of evil and good, the battle for your very soul. This is all for now. Come to me with this revelation and I will give you a peace that only I can offer you about all that is taking place. Yahushua.